back in the tent. So briefly, I will cover my miscarriage, pregnancy number 4. So I was pregnant and I had no morning sickness. It was great. I was like, yeah, the spring killer. Oh my gosh. Well, then I realized why I wasn't having any morning sickness. My body thought it was pregnant, but it didn't develop. The baby didn't develop. And so for whatever reason, my body allowed it to go to month 4.5. And I started getting cramps. I was working. And went home, noticed bleeding, and the cramps were pretty bad. And so I knew of herbs that you take for in the event that you're having a miscarriage. So it will either stop the bleeding and you'll be able to carry through with your pregnancy only if the baby is still viable. If the baby is not viable, then it will help your body expel what's in there safely and fully and completely and wonderfully. And so what these herbs are is false unicorn and lobelia. 4 parts false unicorn to 1 part lobelia. But I couldn't take them because I didn't have any on hand, and the herb store where I could buy them was not open until the morning. So there's Yaku. There's Yaku. Yaku. Bueno, vaya a jugar tu bici. So, yep, vaya a traerlo. Perfecto. Vaya a traer tu bici, tu bicicleta.
Yeah.
Oh. El cordón. It's gonna trip over my charging cord here. So, vaya a traer tu bicicleta. So, in the morning, I had my now ex-husband go and pick up the herbs for me. And I took them like every 15 minutes or whatever it is. It's recommended by Dr. Christopher. He has a book, something about females. I can't remember. It's a pink book. It gives the instructions in there on how to take it, I believe. And so it's probably found online now, I imagine. So I was taking it like every 15 minutes or whatever it was, and the cramps were coming on pretty strong. And then I felt like I needed to go pee or poop or whatever it was, and I go to the bathroom and everything just came out. So that was great, because then the cramps stopped. And of course I had to be a hero of proving how great herbs are and stuff. So that night, my little son had like a recital or something. Yeah, it was a piano recital. And even though I was bleeding and a little lightheaded, like a dumbass, I go to the recital and I was fine, but I was a little uncomfortable. I should have not went. Okay, perfecto. So that was pregnancy story number 4. And that was really cool because I've been studying herbs and practicing them for many years at that point. And, I'd heard about this story, but I'd never had any experience with these herbs. So it was interesting to have that experience. I do things differently now. Okay. So I had a sister-in-law that was having a miscarriage that reached out to me as to what she could do. She was bleeding, and it was really hard for her to get pregnant. So she was like really sad that she was losing her baby. And she asked me what she could do. And I told her, and I don't know if she did it or not, but I can't imagine why she wouldn't. And what I told her to do was to drink a shake with as many raw eggs as she could muster. And the reason why raw eggs work so well is because everything that makes a life is in an egg. And, well, her daughter's like, I don't know how old she is now, 5, 6, something. So, in the event that you don't have the herbs, or in the event that you do consume like raw milk with raw eggs. But if you already eat that way, you probably aren't gonna be miscarrying your baby anyways. Because I take raw eggs and milk regularly when a couple times a week. And then my sister, her daughter was bleeding during her pregnancy, and she had her drink the raw egg thing as well, because she remembered about the story about my daughter-in-law, or my sister-in-law, and her bleeding stopped, and she was able to carry on with her pregnancy. I don't know what the story was with my sister-in-law, because she had gotten pregnant via using the Bulletproof Diet guy's advice, I believe. But maybe since she was pregnant, she was slacking off on the diet or whatever. It's possible. So then, she's losing her baby. But she didn't lose her baby. My niece didn't lose her baby. Raw eggs work, people. So if you have the herbs, use the herbs. If you have the raw eggs, use the raw eggs. And how I got that idea was from Augenus Vonderplanets or something. He's a dude that like promotes eating raw meat and raw milk and raw eggs. And apparently, supposedly, he saved his own life by doing this. And people that would consult with him, there was a story of a lady that she had lung disease or whatever, and she was like about to die, and her family reached out to Augenus, and he told her to eat as many raw eggs as she could. And 3 days later, the lady called him alive and fully well. The raw eggs had saved her actual life. So I figured, Jacu, esto tiene jugo, mire, ya hay jugo. No te voy a dar más. No más. No más. Oh my dear Lord, he wants juice in his bottle. His bottle has juice. I'm not just a bad mother. He's being unreasonable. So, I figured if this lady's life was saved, then the pregnancy can be saved if it's still viable as well. So, I just fake put juice in his bottle. Let's see if he goes for it. Perfecto. Gracias. Ahí está. Jugo. So, that's where I got the idea, and it worked. So, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, to raw eggs for miscarriages. Next birth story. Peace out.